And let me just say, my loyalty never depended on who I was around. And the ones who saw it as a weakness never understood its sacrifice.
Growing apart from people you once felt so close to is a different kind of heartbreak. It's the kind that most people don't talk about. In my last episode, I talked about letting go of who I used to be. What I didn't realize is when you change or is in the process of changing, your relationships start to change too. I wasn't really prepared for this part because I expected growth to feel empowering, like I'm leveling up. And while that is part of the process, people don't talk about how isolating it can feel. I realize that conversations just don't hit the same. My tolerance is different, and certain energies or activities just don't sit right with me anymore. I started to notice a shift, and perhaps the shift was already there and I didn't want to admit it, but I felt uncomfortable and anxious. My reality was clashing with my nervous system. This shift started to consume me and I couldn't breathe. And this is not about people being bad because we all have our flaws. Relationships end, but friendship breakups hit different. Especially friendships where I felt like I was part of a family. And that's the hardest part. Sometimes the end is just the beginning and the old version of familiarity just doesn't align with who I'm becoming. And that is okay. It doesn't mean that the time spent together was insignificant because I cherish those memories. But I won't lie. As I evolve, I struggled. I found that I was stuck between holding on to history and choosing myself. Life was throwing me a lifeline, but I had refused to let go of all I've ever known. I found that the more I held on, the more I was hurting myself and became a hostage to my own thought, to shared history and loyalty. I struggled with that for a very long time until I found myself pulling back a little, not in a dramatic way, not with announcements or explanations, just quietly. I started answering less, observing more, protecting my energy in ways I never used to. I used to feel so guilty about that, like I owed people the same version of me, the version that they were used to, or that I was overthinking and everything I feel was all in my head. But the truth is, I was growing, and growth required boundaries, and boundaries change relationships. I think that is something I am still learning, and as I evolve into every version of myself, growth doesn't make me cold or better than anyone. It makes me intentional about the woman I choose to be. So yeah, outgrowing people isn't a bad thing. It's quiet, it's nuanced, and sometimes it hurts more than you expected, and it is part of the process. But ultimately, this is evolving out loud.